PJ Bridget today. I'm actually ready for bed. I try to take off my makeup, but I put a lot on today. I'm really laid down today. I looked really nice today too. I did my makeup. I did my eyes really cool. They were blue and then they went into white on the inside, and then they were lined with black eyeliner, just a little bit, just to add to it. And I had this pretty red lipstick on, and I looked amazing. And then I took it off right now because I was really tired, and it was just, I could feel it on my face, and I was like, it needs to get off. I actually have to be up early, so this video is not going to be very long. Or at least I'm trying to make it short. No promises. I'm really bad at making short videos. But, so I just wanted to make this video because me and my friend got in another fight. And I will admit I shouldn't have probed her about it, but I'll explain the situation and why it bothered everybody involved. Okay, so the deal was me and my friends are going camping. And it's me, Jonathan, and his girlfriend, Jeremy, and their friend, Lindsay and her boyfriend. So that's 6 of us. Now, Jonathan and Lindsay are both in relationships, and their significant other is coming. But me and Jeremy are both single, and we have 2 tents. Even if we had 3, it'd still be really awkward, because then me and Jeremy would be sharing a tent. And we don't like each other, and we don't want to be in a relationship, and shoving us to a tent makes us just feel uncomfortable. But anyway, we were gonna, originally, how it was gonna work was, before we realized Lindsay was coming, I have no issue with. I love Lindsay, she's awesome, and I'm really happy she is coming. But originally we were gonna do Jeremy and whoever he decides to bring, Brittany and Jonathan, and then me and some guy I pick to bring. And we were going to do it that, and because I thought we had 3 tents, so I was like, okay, 3 tents, 3 couples, it's fine. But then Lindsay was coming, and then we found out that we only have 2 tents. And when we found out we had 2 tents, Lindsay was like, and again, Lindsay is in a relationship. So, and that is very significant because it's not me or Jeremy who made the suggestion. Lindsay suggested we do the 3 girls in one tent and then the 3 boys in the other tent. Now, Brittany really, really wanted to share a tent with Jonathan. And she'd been talking about it before, but originally I was okay with it. I didn't care. But now that wasn't plausible because of the situation. Because now we only had 2 tents, and it would have made me and Jeremy feel very uncomfortable, at least in my opinion and in Jeremy's opinion, to be sharing a tent with a couple. And when Lindsay suggested this idea, Brittany got really mad and left our group chat, because we had a Facebook group chat with the 6 of us, or with the 5 of us. Lindsay's boyfriend wasn't in it, but it was okay. Lindsay was talking for her boyfriend. With the 5 of us, we were talking about everything, and she leaves the group conversation because of the suggestion. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't say, I don't like this idea, or whatever. Everybody knew why she left, even though she didn't say anything, because we all knew how bad she wanted to share a tent with Jonathan. And on top of that, before that, she was talking about, we all made a rule, no doing anything with your significant other, no foreplay or anything like that. We made that rule because it makes everyone else feel uncomfortable, whether or not you're doing it away from others. It's just a very uncomfortable situation. And she was like, because originally we said no sex, and she's like, well, what about this? And they're like, no. And they're like, Brittany, stop. And she's like, I was just seeing what you guys say. I wasn't actually going to do it. But then, so first she goes and says, But then, so we say, then we go move on to the camping arrangements, because I think I brought it up, or Lindsay brought it up, I don't remember who, but then Lindsay said, why don't we do 3 to a tent? Because there's only 2 tents. And Brittany leaves the conversation at that point because she's just not happy with that. Now, she at the same time messages Jonathan that we're all being fucking retarded or something because we don't want, no, she said that we were trying to break them up and separate them because of that. And which was not true. It had nothing, it was a separate situation. We would have done this whether or not we had the conversation previous or not. As soon as the sleeping arrangement came up, this was probably how it was going to go down because it's the only way that makes people feel comfortable. And then I text her and ask her what's wrong, just trying to find out. And I admit there is no point in me asking because we all knew. But she told Jonathan, and Jonathan had warned us that she may or may not come. So I was trying to text her to find out what's wrong and try to convince her to come anyway. She texts me, and she's like, don't worry about it. And I was like, why don't you just tell me? And she's like, then she goes off and says, that why can't we share a tent? And I was like, well, why would you? There's, that's not fair to me and Jeremy. There's only 3 ways this could work out. There's the 3 girls, 3 guys, or one couple shares a tent and another couple split up, or both couples share a tent, and then me and Jeremy end up third wheeling in a tent. And then she starts up with saying that she needs her space and that she can't sleep 3 to a tent. And I was like, so what, you expect us to sleep 4 to a tent in one of the tents so that you and Jonathan can have your own space? That's not okay. We are not doing like that. You don't get that option. That's not even an option. So move on past it. And she's like, it's going to be too hot for 4 people or 2 people or 3 people in a tent. I was like, again, that's not an option for you, because if that's how it's going to work, then why do we have to be even more hot so you and Jeremy can be alone? I mean, you and Jonathan can be alone together. And then she moves on to that, from that, say that me and Jeremy are being stupid and we're making a big deal out of it because it's really not a big deal to share a tent with a couple, even if they're not with them not doing anything. And I was like, it is a big deal whether or not, and maybe I'm wrong. Please tell me in the comments section below if I'm being insane for thinking that it's awkward and uncomfortable for a single person to be sharing a tent with a couple, just the 3 of them. Please tell me if that is awkward. Please tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I will admit it. I will admit that I am wrong. And then, but if not, please say something. But she's so upset by the fact that, and then she refuses to tell me why she has to share a tent with Jonathan. And she goes on and on about how she doesn't have to have a reason because they're dating and she doesn't need a reason. And I was like, yes, considering you're not the only person involved and it's not you and me and Jonathan, you do have to have a reason, because you can't just try to make everyone else feel uncomfortable in your situation and have reasons why it's not a bad idea, but no reasons why it's a good idea, and expect everybody to be okay with it. And if you think, again, this is another thing, comment in the section below, if you think that just because they're dating is enough of a reason why they should share a tent, even though the other couple suggested the 3 girls, 3 guys idea originally. Again, this is why I said that. It's because the other couple had suggested it. It wasn't like me and Jeremy were single who said, oh, let's, to avoid awkwardness. The other couple said, to avoid awkwardness, let's do it this way. So she is now the only person in a group of 6 people that has an issue with doing 3 girl, 3 guy. And so tell me if I am crazy for thinking that a couple being a couple is not a good enough reason to get to share a tent and shove a third person in it in a very awkward way, in my opinion. And if it's not awkward, tell me again. Let me know. But anyway, so that happens. And then she goes on later to say that it's my fault for keep asking her. I do say I knew what was wrong, but again, I was just trying to make it because she told them that she doesn't want to go. And so at the end of the fight, she's like, "Well, I don't know if I want to go. I'm going to sleep on it. But I don't think I'm going to go now because of the situation." And which is originally why I asked, because I was trying to, get it, and I was like, "Well, you have to deal with, like, you can't, like, I needed to know why you were upset in the first place." And then I was like, "Well, there's really nothing I can do because you've given me no logical way to solve the problem without buying a third tent / fourth tent, which we don't have the money to do because tents are expensive. At least any tent that's going to last for half a dam is really expensive. And so we can't afford more tents for our camping trip. So, because we already, the tents we've had for years. Like, the tent I have is my parents'. Jeremy and Jonathan have had that since high school. So they've had it for a while. It's not like we're going out and buying new camping supplies. These are camping supplies we've got lying around the house. So I was like, if you can come up with a solution that gives you what you want and gives us what we want, then I'll be all for it. I will say, let's go ahead with it. And so that's part of the reason why I've talked to her. I was like, if you can give me a logical solution, then we will go for it. But she didn't. And then again, I probably shouldn't have kept asking considering I knew what was wrong anyway. But she throws all the blame on me for asking over and over again what's wrong. But I was like, you left the conversation like you wanted someone to go after you and solve the problem. You would have been even more upset if we had said nothing to you. And on top of that, she'd been talking to Jonathan about it. She'd been complaining to Jonathan about it. So, I mean, it wasn't like she'd completely shut it out and like she acted like she had nothing wrong. She was very obviously annoyed. Like, she wanted us to notice it. But when we do, she's like, well, I didn't want, once we were like, you're being stupid for being mad. She's like, oh, but I mean, maybe, again, I'm probably overreacting myself too, but I did say she was overreacting for not saying or for getting as mad as she did to the point where she would rather not go on the trip because she can't share a tent with her boyfriend. And in my personal opinion, that is overreacting. I didn't have to go into the situation, but she still said, I don't know if I want to go on the trip because of the tent situation. And that was with or without me saying anything to her. So, maybe I'm wrong. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Please comment in the section below whether or not you think I'm being insane for what I think or not. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the situation. If you actually watch this video. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I needed to let that out into the universe, and I want to know what everybody else thinks. I want to know, because I've tried to keep as fair as possible, and I know it's really biased towards me because I don't know anything. And again, I was probing her. She didn't say anything. I asked her what was wrong, even though I knew I wasn't going to just accept what she said, and that I was going to get mad at what she said, and I knew what was wrong in the first place. But again, I was just, if, she could have a solution to the problem, she could talk about why it upset her logically and without, ignoring why everyone else thought I thought maybe if I explained to her the situation and what was wrong, why we thought that it was the smartest idea, maybe she'd calm down. That was my logic behind texting her and asking her. Maybe I shouldn't have. If you guys think I shouldn't have, let me know. Again, comment in the section below. like this video if you agree with me. Tell me if you don't agree with me. You guys can follow me on Facebook. Uh, Actually, not on Facebook because I don't have a Facebook set up for this yet. But you can like me on Instagram. Give me a second and I'll tell you my Instagram name. Shut up, phone. Okay, let's see. Give me a second. You can, I'm sorry. This is so intense right now. You can like me on Instagram. My Instagram name is BridgeB94. And it's literally spelled like the word bridge, like BRIDGEB94. And I'll put like my username in the description section. I also have what else do I have? I have a Tumblr. My Tumblr is Sherlocked. That's my Tumblr. I think that's my Tumblr. Yeah, that's my Tumblr. No, I said hold it. My Tumblr is Sherlocked. Yeah, it's Sherlocked. It is SURLOCKED. I have a couple other things. I've got a Twitter, which is my abnormal world. That's my Twitter. And then I have a Google Plus account, which is my abnormal reality. And then I've also got a blogger, which is my abnormal reality as well. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Follow me, please. Subscribe, please. I'm a loser, I know, but subscribe. And that's it for this video. You guys have a great day. Bye. And stay abnormal. Stay abnormal.